But some MPs are furious about Nigel Farage's appearance in the jungle, urging viewers to kick him out, claiming his affable Man of the People act masks a sinister side. Labour's Nadia Whittome has this to say: ITV should never have given him a platform to launder his reputation, and I would urge anyone considering voting to keep him on to think twice. From the racist undertones of his Brexit campaigning to the climate denialism he's pushed, Farage is not some affable clown, but a poisonous influence on our society. Oh, Jesus. Joining me to discuss this is a GBNews political correspondent who is more used to talking about the really heavy going on, the important stuff. Olivia Utley. Olivia, OK, I can't believe we are sitting here, you, font of all knowledge on everything political, talking about a reality TV show. Now, this is Labour, three Labour MPs, actually, I think, having a go. It's the front page of the Daily Mirror today. Now, what do you make of this?
Well, it does seem to be a bit of a bizarre story. These Labour MPs, Nadia Whittome and Kim Johnson, have weighed in on I'm a Celebrity, asking the British public to vote Nigel Farage off the show because, as you quoted there, one of them said he's a poisonous influence on society, he's not an affable clown. And they're criticising ITV, actually, for giving him the opportunity to, as they put it, launder his reputation. Now, this isn't a sort of... They're not speaking on behalf of the Labour Party. In fact, Thangam Debonair, the Labour Shadow Culture Secretary, came on GBNews earlier today and said, when asked, that it was up to ITV viewers. I think that most of the public will agree with that. Shouldn't be in the hands of Labour MPs to decide who stays on a reality TV show. Nadia Whittome is a pretty controversial MP, generally. Interesting, very controversial.
Who is she? I don't even know who she is.
She was the youngest
to
MP...
paraphrase somebody else from another reality show. Who is she?
She was Britain's youngest MP when she was elected in 2019. She is very much to the left of the party. She's quite a sort of hardcore Corbynista. She got in a bit of trouble when Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister because obviously lauded the fact that he was Britain's first Asian Prime Minister, and she said that it isn't a win for Britain's Asian community. She was actually asked to take that tweet down by the Labour Party because it was seen as so sort of divisive and controversial. So she very much comes at this from the left of the party, the far left of the party, and so does Kim Johnson. As I say, it is not the view of the Labour Party as a whole that the country should be voting Nigel Farage off ITV. Hopefully they've got better things to think about.
Labour voters, right? I mean, don't you think they'd be thinking, can my MP just concentrate on things like the cost of living crisis? Maybe the migration issue. How about the NHS? Rather than a man in a jungle eating kangaroo willy or whatever he's eating this week.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I think that there are quite a lot of people, and probably some of Nadia Whittome and Kim Johnson's constituents, who think that this isn't what they should be focusing on. I mean, basically, they feel as though Nigel Farage is someone who's sort of beyond the pale, that his reputation is so bad, that he's such a divisive figure, that he shouldn't be allowed to sort of air his toxic views. Obviously, most of the country will think, hang on, isn't it up to us to decide who's sort of acceptable and who isn't acceptable? But that's where they stand. And as Thangam Debonair said this morning, they are sort of entitled to their view. What their constituents think is another matter.
Exactly. And this is after Nigel Liger, who's the boss of ITV, did a rude gesture when talking about Nigel. This is the man who organised him to go on there in the first place and is playing in £1.5 million. And do you know when voting starts? I'm going to test your showbiz knowledge now.
Showbiz knowledge is terrible.
Right, OK. Voting starts, for all the Labour MPs out there who want to pick their phones up and make loads of money for ITV. Voting starts this weekend. So provided nobody else walks out, because who have we already lost, Olivia? Olivia is so brilliant, by the way. It's so brilliant on politics, but obviously this is not your strong area. Grace Dent, who is
yeah, she was ill, wasn't she? Is she a food critic or something?
Well done.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lynn Spears?
Britney Spears'
Yeah,
sister?
well done. Clue there. There was a bit of a clue there. They've walked out. So basically, now, provided no one else walks out, voting starts. And I think, the first person to... So it's no good asking you about the odds as to who's going out.
I'm afraid not.
No, OK, right. OK, but there has been, and now, this you might know, there has been, Farage himself in the jungle was having a conversation about his future in politics and didn't rule out becoming the next Prime Minister.
Yeah, we have heard that before. Nigel Farage attended Conservative Party conference and said, it seemed to be in jest,
Where he was mobbed, by the way, wasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah, he was very popular there. But he didn't rule out, he quite likes the idea, I think, of being the next Tory leader. Now, I've spoken to quite a lot of Conservative MPs who don't think that that's an impossible scenario. They think that if our migration crisis gets any worse, obviously we saw the highest legal net migration figures a couple of weeks ago, 746,000. Remember, it was only sort of 10 years ago that David Cameron was saying, 12 years ago, I guess, David Cameron was saying that he wanted to get net migration down to under 100,000. Meanwhile, of course, we've got the small boats crisis, shows no signs of abating whatsoever. The Rwanda plan isn't going to get off the ground anytime soon. And there are Tory MPs who think that the Conservative Party, in the very likely event of a loss at the next general election, will end up veering to the right on issues like immigration. And then you do get a moment where perhaps someone like Nigel Farage could sort of emerge from the ashes of the Conservative Party.
OK. Maybe we should sort out the next election, Olivia, by having a reality TV show. Right, OK, let's just get them all in there eating, willies and whatever else they have to eat. They eat bottoms as well, I think. You're not watching it, are you?
I'm not.
No. Can't blame me. Any case, Nigel is doing very well. Viewing figures are down this year, but I suspect it's because we've seen it all before.
Yeah, Bake Off viewing figures down as well, I saw.
Are you watching Bake Off?
I finished watching Bake Off.
We've caught up. I know nothing about Bake Off on the grounds I am dangerous in the kitchen. Right, OK, that's Olivia Utley. Thank you very much there. It's a shame because I had a great little quiz for you. I've got 12 politicians who appeared in reality TV shows. I want to test you on which ones have been in which. But evidently we've run out of time. Maybe next time. Thank you very much, Olivia. Thank you.